Gentlementor. On the road.
Man, what a beautiful morning.
I know. Delightful.
I want to sing "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning." Man, the humidity is low. What do you think? About 73? 74?
Possibly.
75? Something like that. Real comfortable. Makes me feel like I woke up in the wrong place. It's still Kentucky, right?
Still us. On the road.
Still in the other time zone, too. It is, Frank. You're right.
What's Kentucky's #1 export?
Horses, bluegrass, corn. Is it corn?
Bourbon. No, I don't know.
So it is corn.
No, it's probably corn. But I think all of those probably hit it.
Fried chicken. Kentucky fried chicken,
Fried
right?
chicken. So you got fried chicken, horses, corn, bluegrass,
General aviation.
bourbon.
More bourbon. Aviation museum. I know. You think you've seen it all at Pensacola, but no.
No.
Lexington has something more to show you.
There's
Yeah, I
the
would guess this
airport.
is all horse farms, by the way, all this was looking.
Yeah, this
Them
is the
double
airport over
fences.
here.
Yeah. And aviation museum.
And aviation museum. The
Bluegrass Airport. That's original.
That's pretty clever.
Welcome to Lexington, Kentucky.
Yep. I would imagine there's some big money here with the. You got horse race barons and matching Porsches over there.
Ew.
His and hers.
Yeah, they're going to come around here in these turn lanes and take off.
Yep. Babe, would you like to go for a Sunday drive?
Okay. Let's go for a race.
You take your car, I'll take mine.
Okay.
I need a new one though.
Starting to feel like this one's getting old. Just about got the showroom wax worn off.
Yep.
Wow, look at that. That there is a fake bridge.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That looks like a bridge. It's not.
Oh,
It's
those
a
fake
wall.
horses? Those are fake horses too?
Oh, and fake horses. Get an eyeful of that. Ah, the majesty of racing. Right there on a simulated painting.
It's pretty stellar looking.
Keeneland. Woo, there's a big park. Man, that is a big park. Do not enter.
I'll keep that in mind.
Silver Street. Oh, whoa!
What is that?
I do not know, my friend.
I'm going to slow down here. It's going to come up on the
Now,
right.
this is just a group of trees, but right after this group of trees, keep your eye peeled, because I think we saw a castle. Woodford County.
That's a castle. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
There's some kind of festival. Lavender
Festival.
The Kentucky Castle.
Don't try and act like you're not impressed. Woodford Reserve.
That's where we're going.
I didn't realize it was actually made in Woodford County.
About that.
Again, it has been a very, very educational day. We start off with how we find out that eggs, I know you think you know this. You know, spoiler alert: eggs aren't eggs.
Eggs are eggs. We learned that at the hotel breakfast this morning.
Yep.
Eggs are eggs. And then also,
If you have a gas stove that you cook with, oven, do not use that to heat your house.
no,
It's a bad idea.
bad idea. And you should always leave tips to the experts.
Yes.
Experts should only be the only ones who give tips.
Get an expert in there that can explain that stuff to you.
Right. That's very important. And Kentucky has a castle.
And Woodford bourbon made at the Woodford Distillery in Woodford County, Kentucky.
That's right.
How coincidental that they should do that right here.
Which is where we're going today. This morning, we're going to take a very early tour of the Woodford Reserve Distillery.
What does very early mean?
Well, it's 8:40 in the morning.
Well, if you don't say the
In-
in the morning part, it sounds completely reasonable. It's
Okay.
8:40. We're going to
It's-
go drink bourbon.
8:40 in the morning. We're gonna go taste some bourbon here at the Woodford Reserve,
And then drive home.
and then drive. No, then we're gonna drive to Buffalo Trace, and then we're gonna drive home. So about
I forgot we had a mission to Buffalo Trace because we couldn't get on their tour, so we're just going to stand there and look sad.
Yeah, so by noon today we could be totally sloshed and driving on our way home.
Good thing we got this self-driving car.
Yeah, we got this car. I'm just gonna complain the whole way.
Well, it has so far. Why should today be any different? Today it'll be kind of sweet, and like you may miss it this week when you get in your regular car that doesn't bitch.
But this is the last day of the tour.
Man,
Then we're gonna drive home to the permanent state of misery.
it's been a wonderland. A feast for the eyes and ears. Sights and sounds, flavors, aromas. View of the...
Especially aromas when we're sharing the
There's
bathroom.
Journey Church. Yeah,
Journey Church.
Aromas and fragrances and, man, education.
And new friends.
I have to
Like
say...
Casey's guy.
Jim.
Jim. Forget about Jim.
The waitresses at the place we got the burger.
Yeah.
Lots of people were really friendly.
Those, yeah.
Seems like the closer we get back to Missouri, the less friendly it gets. Maybe that's what's doing it. Maybe it's Missouri bleed over.
This is gonna be fun.
If it's not, something's wrong with us.
Oh man, first distillery to tour.
Midway Historic District.
I hope we have a room back in the back there for one of those barrels.
Some luggage racks still available.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna have to get some twine.
Some twine and some tubing. The ultimate camel pack. Titillating signs you've got here. Corn.
Corn.
We've got corn.
Got corn. We know what's happening here.
We've spotted the corn.
Got corn.
There it is.
There's some water over there.
Bourbon raw materials coming into view.
Diamond A Farms.
Do you want to see some of that stone fence? Here she is.
Wonder how long that's been there.
I don't know. It's got to be at least a couple weeks old. It's got some moss on it.
Oh, this is delightful here.
Isn't this something? Boy, you want to talk about feeling like I don't belong. Unreal, man. There's the end of the rock wall. Lazy. Well, they had a stone wall the first mile.
All right, so these are obviously horse pastures, right?
Aye.
How many horses have you seen?
0. Well, we saw those plastic horses. That's the only horses you're allowed to see. These other horses are too expensive for you to look at. They're probably definitely way too expensive to like leave out in the pasture unattended. That might be part of the 2 fence thing too. Make it harder to steal one.
Why all the empty field?
Just in case.
Okay, so what? This is a ton of money. These fields are huge. These houses are huge. These
Fences.
stables are ridiculous.
The maintenance, yeah.
Yes, the gates, everything. Where they must have 1 or 2 horses somewhere.
Well, they got that
are
giant-
their cash
that
cows.
house stable over there. Their horses.
Look at
their
this.
cash cows. Oh.
And then just another. What is that? Is that a
Stable.
Is it a stable? Just
Yeah.
Sun Valley tours daily. And then just here's a slew of massive buildings. What are these?
Is that Woodford?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
we're there yet.
Oh.
Oh, well,
There's a sign. What's
Yep.
it say?
Woodford
Woodford
Reserve. Maybe it is
Reserve.
Woodford.
But you could do worse for a place to take a nice drive on a Saturday morning.
True. Very true. This is absolutely delightful here.
There's a crazy looking horse. Is it stone? No, it's wood. There's a giant wooden horse. Historical markers. Labatt and Graham Distillery. Visitor parking. Woodford Reserve. Look at this. Here it
Where's
is,
it say
man.
visitor parking?
That
This
way.
way?
Yep.
Cocktail bar.
Thank you for visiting Woodford Reserve, National Historic Landmark.
Drivers Production.
It's gotta go. Get that shade. It's not that hot today.
Yeah, we'll lose it by the time we get out of here, I'm sure.
Yep. Well, here goes nothing then.
Here we are. Woodford Reserve.
Here you go.
Well, welcome to Woodford Reserve. Who's been here before?
First time.
First time tour? You did tour? When was the last time you did a tour?
About 4 years ago.
Before COVID? It's like 7 years ago. Well, if you've never been here before, we are a National Historic Landmark and one of the oldest working distilleries in Kentucky. They've been making whiskeys on these grounds since 1812. And since 1812, we've only had 5 different owners of the property. The Pepper family owned it from 1812 to 1878. They sold it to a couple guys out of Louisville named LeBrow and Grant. They owned it from 1878 to 1940. In 1940, our parent company, Brown-Forman, bought the property. They owned it from 1940 to 1972. But they actually shut things down in the late 50s, early 60s because we were going through what we call a whiskey depression. Nobody wanted to drink whiskey. So they shut everything down, removed all the distilling equipment, and sent it over to Louisville. And in 1972, they sold all this property, buildings and all, to a local farmer, Hawkins Smith. For over 30 years, no distilling happened here on these grounds. But when whiskey made a comeback in the mid-80s, Brown-Forman decided to buy the property again in 1993 to create a unique whiskey using all these old buildings and a lot of old techniques called Woodford Reserve. So Woodford Reserve brand itself is only 25 years old. We put our first bottle out in 1996. Now, one of the reasons why we are a National Historic Landmark is because there's a couple of those buildings we're going to go in, and we still use all these buildings and techniques to make Woodford Reserve. Now, the second owners on the property, LeBrow and Graham, built these warehouses you see right here, these red terracotta warehouses. They were made right at the end of Prohibition, and they were fireproof and cheaper than regular brick houses. They used to hold 11,500 barrels, but they're actually sitting empty because the mature Woodford Reserve products we've matured in a different way in different warehouses. So they're actually sitting empty. The gentle push, those barrels will roll all the way down the track by themselves. Wow. And a barrel weighs over 500 pounds. As you can see, it doesn't rise above the distillery, only in this little valley portion. Not up on the building on the left is warehouse C. We're going to walk into this warehouse in a few minutes.
So the bars in the window to keep people from getting in, or the bourbon getting out?
I don't know.
Well, Woodford Reserve is a crafted whiskey has over 2 different take of flavor. And there are 5 sources of flavor that we use to make all of our whiskeys and bourbon.
How do you like the wheat part?
It's good. You're gonna try it.
Sweet home Alabama.
This was done Pick up and ask.
Hey, that's pretty.
That is good.
Go stand up there. Get a picture.
The vapor touches that copper, and that copper takes out some of the sulfides and some of the other impurities that you don't want as it rises up from the onion and across the gooseneck. On the backside, we have the condensation form that turns those vapors into a liquid. And that's what's happening when you're looking at box at the end of the room. That's our spirit safe. And the only one that's running is this right here, which is our spirit still. And it goes into 18 proof in the beer still and comes out at 40 proof. And that's some grains left over when we get up to the local farmer right here free of charge. The grain that people first said we just give it to them. And some of the water goes back to fermentation. So it goes into 18 proof, comes out at 40 proof. It goes over to the next pot still called the high white still. It's smaller because it's only getting the liquid portion at that point. But the process is the same. Heat it up and cool it down. And it comes out anywhere between 110 to 120 proof. And based on the bourbon law, you stop at that point. But here we're reserve well by sealing just for flavor. So we cook it still. You take that up to 120 proof, this one added to the next pot still called the spirit still. In the process.
Caution, hot. Don't touch it.
That's right, don't touch it. What price is it?
It's practically lunchtime.
We're figuring out. You by yourself?
No, I got a date.
Anybody by themselves? The bourbon's all.
Nothing more.
And I don't want you to get sick.
Yes, I don't-
anything like that.
Gotta go ahead.
All right. Any questions?
Oh, yeah, I have one. Maybe you hit this, but how many barrels comprise a batch?
About 125. Now, some of the small batches, not massive collection, small. Everyone came here for our WOODFORD Reserve, right? That's why you're here. It's a craft that whiskey has over 200 detectable flavors, and my job today is to help you pull out some of those flavors. Not 200, maybe 2 or 3. That's all we're looking for. All our whiskeys are naturally made, and all our whiskeys are 90.4 proof. That's why Master Distillers say you can get a lot of those flavors, and that warmth you feel in here, we call that a Kentucky hug. So you'd be able to take some of the flavors. And all the difference in how we make our whiskeys is a grain bill or a barrel finish. That's it. Everything else the same. Water, grain, fermentation, distillation, maturation. And all our whiskeys have 5 flavor categories you can taste: wood, grain, sweet aromatic, spicy, fruit, and floral. And WOODFORD Reserve Bourbon is perfectly balanced between all those 5 flavor categories. Pick up that top one. Yeah. Left and right. Look on the back side. It's the same chart, except I can read mine. It's pretty small, right? But there's a lot of flavor in whiskey, lots of flavor. Now let's pick it up and take a look at it. Now it goes into the barrel clear, about 110 proof. That's about 6.5 to 7 years. That proof can go all the way up to 140. But we proof it down to 90. We get 100% of the color from the barrel and 50 to 60% of the flavor from the barrel. I don't want anybody shooting at this whiskey.
No problem.
No shooting. No shooting today, all right?
Ready, set.
But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to nose this with your mouth slightly open. So those wood sugars? No. Powerful. Mouth slightly open. Smells good, doesn't it? Picking on those flavors. Lots of flavor in whiskey. Now close your mouth and nose, that's what you get.
It's totally different.
Straight alcohol. Right? Open your mouth slightly. Smells good, doesn't it? Those are the wood sugars, vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, wood flavors. Now let's get a small sip, called an acclimation sip. Kind of spicy is it? This is a spicy bourbon. Now this is a bourbon, 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. Corn is sweet, rye is spicy, that's what you taste it. Malted barley is kind of nutty and chocolate. But the first sip, usually not a lot of flavor. Your mouth is not ready for a 90 proof spirit. But what's happening, now that you tasted it, your nose is going to pick up some of those other flavors. Go ahead and nose it again. Not the same, is it? Now it's kind of spicy, right? The sweetness goes away. Now your tongue, your nose and mouth are picking up different flavors. Now go ahead and use the second sip. Much smoother than the first is. Kind of mellows out. That's why you never judge a whiskey by the first sip. If all you want to do is fake nose it, throw it back and get drunk, get the cheap stuff. Tell people never spend a whole lot of money on a bad next day. All hangovers are bad. Don't spend a whole lot of money on whiskey that you're just going to shoot. Right? But there's a lot of flavor. If you have any leftover, nose it one more time. Kind of goes back to those sweet nutty flavors, doesn't it? There's a lot of flavor in whiskey. You just got to take your time. Now, is anyone celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or just happy to be here? All three. That's right. Happy Father's Day, everyone. And birthday. Happy Father's Day, right? Cheers. This is our flagship product. WOODFORD Reserve put this out in 1996. Cheers, everyone. Happy Father's Day. All right. So that was a bourbon, 72% corn, majority corn. Now we're going to try whiskey. Now under the red topper, let's look at the flavor categories. What is the dominant flavor category on this one? Pear. Fruit and floral, pears, fruity flavors, right? Now all of our whiskeys have at least 3 grains in them, except for this one, which has 4. We introduced this product in 2019. So it's one of the newer products we make.
Right.
Yeah.
But even by adding an extra grain, it really the color still looks similar, doesn't it? 52% wheat, 20% corn, 20% malted barley, and 8% rye. But when you nose this, mouth's wide open. Pears, bananas. Smells sweet, doesn't it? That yeast really pulls out those flavors.
Just below my-
Whiskey smells pretty good, doesn't it?
My
And all my whiskeys are 90 proof.
Under your
gauge,
radar?
yeah.
Well, it's a little burnt too. Really, that's what everybody's right. It's very sweet. It smells like dessert.
One of the smoother whiskeys we make. Front to back.
Yep.
No peaks, no valleys. It's pretty smooth, isn't it? And the finish is short, right? Doesn't really burn down your throat. Pretty good, isn't it? 52% wheat, 20% corn, 20% malted barley, and 8% rye. Cheers, everyone. This is our wheat whiskey, 2018.
Last week.
That's so good. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Who's had double oak in here? You guys got
Had
it.
yours.
Yes, sir.
Pick up the brown topper. What is the dominant flavor category on this one? Sweet aromatics, right? Almost half. That's what happens when you change that. You put in that second ground that has been heavily toasted with a medium char. These are basically the same products. All we did was take this product and put in that second barrel up to a year. And this is the end result. Now, don't drink ahead of me on this one, because we're going to do this together. I have to keep reiterating that because people like to shoot whiskey. Now what's the question? So you got a hole in your glass? No, Give it a nose, mouth slightly open.
Oh man.
Maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hard.
Yeah.
Syrup, butterscotch, caramel. Smells good, doesn't it? All right, we're gonna get a small sip together. Small sip together. Talk about smooth. It's pretty good.
That's raw. Peppers on the end.
Try some on your pancakes
All
today.
right. First time double oak drink is one of It's pretty good.
I wouldn't drink it just like casually by myself, but it's not making me like it's not hurting.
That's okay.
Like if somebody offered, I would drink it, but it's not something I would go and probably drink myself. But somebody offered, I would take
You
it.
didn't die. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I can accept that. I lived through it. Right? But pretty good though, isn't it? Now, because some people don't like to drink things neat, we make cocktails for our bourbon supporters. Those are the people that drive us to drink. Some places to drink. We need you. We need you. This designated driver with a better name. Bourbon supporters. We got a lot of bourbon. See a lot of people coming up. I don't like this. So we're making old fashioned with this. We're making old fashioned even with this.
Prove it. Prove it.
Organic maple syrup and chocolate bitters. Stir it up, pour the rice. You can drink with a straw. You shouldn't. You're just getting drunk too quick. But this is double oak fashioned. This is double oak. Well, you got 2012 introduced this product. Yeah. Pretty good, isn't it? All right. First day, Father's Day, Father's Day, everyone's pretty good, isn't it? Now you can go ahead and shoot it. Go ahead and shoot it. Oh, that's so good, isn't it? All right, so we had two bourbons and a whiskey. Now we're gonna go to the bourbon supporter side with a cocktail. It's a cocktail. Now there was a mixture up there made by Simple Times out of Columbus, Ohio. This is called a chai apple mule.
That's the thing I picked up a bottle of it.
Chai apple mule. Now that's just a mix. Not really. But what we did
I hate to take all that out.
So this is a real cocktail with bourbon in it. Go ahead.
No.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is pretty good. This has bourbon in it. Not enough. Has bourbon.
Girls will like it. Such a lovely afternoon for a drive out here in the country. So we can look at our thoroughbreds and enjoy a sip of whiskey. We missed real horses and a deer. There's a squirrel. Nature. Gotta love it. Nature.
That was a deer. You can tell that by the way that it is.
Oh dear.
I want to see this Grassy Spring Church Cemetery.
Coming up.
Let's see it.
Oh,
looks
it's
like
even got a historic marker.
Grassy Spring Christian Church, a non-denominational meeting house, was built here. 1798. Wow.
Miss Hinton, Richard Fox, each gave a corner of their land for the church. The original log structure was placed with brick after 1827. Hearing preaching Alexander Campbell and Barton Stone in 1830. The congregation voted to become the Grassy Spring Christian Church. Salute. Way to go.
Nice.
Some more of those non-denominational Christian denominations.
Now, where the hell is it?
Probably back in those trees. Yeah, it's back in the trees. You can see the headstones.
Oh, okay.
See, it's fenced off. And even inside there, it's in another perimeter. You're not allowed to go.
It's stupid. I want to go see the church and the cemetery and the dead folk. Look, here's a racing thing over here. Racing track. Racetrack.
It is a private racetrack.
Yeah.
All
Training.
this
Training
here,
track.
this here horse ranch comes with your own private racetrack.
Lordy. Uh-oh.
There are nary roads back in here.
They are, but it's quite a drive, though. Beautiful. Please do not litter. Do not litter on Kentucky.
The Gentlementor. On the road